Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please, people. Of course, it is the Friday edition of the show. So I'm joined by my brother from the West Coast. Eddie is in the building. What are you telling me, Eddie? You good?
I'm good. I'm cold, but we move. We
we,
move.
we was laughing about this before the show when Eddie said it's cold. And I said, what's the temperature over there? And he said, I forgot who I'm talking to. Was this
I
minus
love
something
it.
over here or something like that, or zero or something close to? Because it is freezing over here. The way the
Uh, I
telling you.
said, yeah. What do we say? It's 12. It's 12 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 12 degrees Celsius over here, people. It's 12
12
degrees
degrees.
Celsius.
We wish it was 12 degrees over here. We
Listen,
wish.
I'm out here. I'm going through it. I got the electric joint. Man, I'm trying to call
Let me
out of
check
work.
now. Anthony got the electric. Let me see degrees in Manchester right now. Let's see what it is in Manchester. If this pops up. No. Let me have a look. Yeah, it's cold, man. You know what I'm saying? They saying it's 4. You know what I'm saying? They saying it's 4 degrees over here. That's what they claiming. I mean, it could be even less. Yes, exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's warm for recent times.
He said 4.
4, fam. 4. 4. Yeah. And you talking about it's 12.
Hey, no, it's still cold. Don't play with me like that. I'm freezing.
I had to go get the extra blanket these past few nights. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, extra blanket
Yeah,
on
man.
top of the duvet I've got. We wearing pajamas
Listen.
the whole night.
I hear you. I hear you. I fell asleep with all my clothes. That's how I know. That's how I knew it was cold. I just fell asleep, bro. I just fell asleep. I usually got like some pajamas I wear. Nah, bro. I had the sweat, so I just fell asleep. That's how I know it was cold.
Yeah, man, it's cold. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, man?
man.
For real. But we're here, people. Here to discuss Manchester United. Big up to Warrior J. Big up Stephanie G. As always, with Manchester United,
I
there's a lot to discuss.
appreciate y'all.
As always, is the game versus Spurs a must-win for Manchester United. So, of course, we'll be previewing the Sunday game. Also, Ten Hag's made some comments on Anthony. He's also made some comments on Martial. We'll be getting Eddie's thoughts on the whole Jadon Sancho move. Obviously, his loan move to Borussia Dortmund. Also, Ralph Ragnick came out today. I don't know if it's from today, but I've seen the quotes flying around on social media saying that he was a joy to work with Jadon Sancho was. That's what Ralph Ragnick has said. But make sure you run up the likes anyway, please. Hit the like button on the video, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back. Hit that like button. Make sure you share this across all the socials as well. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell as well, people. And yeah, I'm just seeing some of the Warrior J. Big up to you. So there's a couple of things he said. Martinez is trained, Casemiro is trained, Luke Shaw is trained. So there are players returning. Ericsson was ill during the week. He will come back. Anthony is back. Ahmad is back as well. So players returning from injury. This is Ralph Ragnick on Sancho, which is what I was talking about. In the 6 months I had him, there wasn't a single discipline problem. On the contrary, he is a quiet and pleasant guy. That's from that Sky Sports D, which I think is the German version of Sky Sports. Yeah, Warrior J, no worries, man. Big up. Good to see you in the chat anyway, regardless, even if you're not around. Ten Hag on Martial. He's not fit. We want the players to be fit, and in this moment, he is not. We have to make him fit. It's his job as well. So Martial problems, and big up Stephanie G as well. But I think there's only one place to start, Eddie, and get your thoughts, because you've been someone who's been vocal about the whole situation from the jump. Jadon Sancho now finally has finally gotten his move away from Manchester United, even though it's only temporary for now, on loan to Borussia Dortmund. So yeah, thoughts on the move?
Well, it's unfortunate. Looks like Sancho's getting sent to youth camp or youth program, what we call juvenile jail. All those late trainings and disrespecting the manager. It seems like jail is where he really belongs. Psych. Congratulations, people out there. You played yourself. So let me get this straight. The same club you were telling me were so happy to let him go moved to the front of the queue to get him back after paying $70 million for him, or pounds, whatever y'all, euros, I think, for him. That's what we're doing now. That's what we're
exactly.
doing now. Hey man, some of y'all gotta look in the mirror, dog. That's all I'm gonna say. Some of y'all gotta look in the mirror because the sweet nothings you tell yourselves to make it seem like you're right is a bit scary for me.
Right.
Sancho free. I've been saying free Sancho. Well, Sancho free. Donnie free. Seems like Palestri about to be free. Who else? We can go down the list. Homeboy from Algeria, Carrot Top.
Are you talking about Amrabat?
No, Hannibal.
Oh,
He
Hannibal,
free.
Hannibal. Yeah,
He
he could be
free.
going out on loan. Yeah, yeah. So he could be going out on loan.
So we got all these players coming in going out on loan. Who's gonna stick around, man? Who's gonna stick around?
Hmm.
I and then you got Martial going through what Martial might be going through. Um, I'm looking at it. Does this make sense to anybody to have this many players out on loan when we have a thin squad as is? Think about the names we have in midfield, the ones that you told me this manager doesn't rate. They have now become the people who we constantly relies upon to save his job.
Hmm.
The whole thing, and then we go to the wingers. And again, to stick to the Sancho point,
Yeah.
you know, people have been talking about our lack of production. I thought that was Jadon Sancho's fault.
You so petty, yo. This guy.
That's just what they tell me. I'm a man of the people. I listen and then I speak. You know, I listen and then I speak. You know, they told me we can't create. Jadon Sancho's a big part of that. We have how many goals? How many goals?
22 we've scored in 20 matches. We are the third lowest scorers in the Premier League. It's only and actually maybe Burnley are level with us because they scored today. I'm gonna have to double check that, but carry on.
Need I say more? Need I say more? Shout out to the homegirl who coined that phrase. You lot worry about Burnley and Brighton and then them and there. Yeah, that's us. Yeah, that's us. We got to worry about Luton Town.
Shout out to Bell. You got to worry. You go chat to Brighton, Fulham, and them, man.
Yeah, that's who we got to chat to. But, you know.
I wish we could talk to Brighton and them, man, at this point.
You know what? Yeah.
Burnley and Sheffield United. You know
right. I hold my hands up. Apologies. Yeah. My apologies, big dog. I hold my hands up.
Troops were smitten when he said, "You man wake up every weekend hoping Sheffield United, Burnley, and Luton lose because that's your competition." Like in terms of goals, yeah, Nick. No, the 22 Premier League goals, not overall. We've scored 22 Premier League goals in 20 matches. We've actually scored goals outside of that. Obviously, we've got a lot of goals in the champs, but more so, I'm talking Premier League. Like that's disgusting. Let me just double check this. Or carry on, Eddie. I'm gonna double check now.
I swear, I can't even say West Ham anymore. It's Ham United. I can't be mad at. I can't be talking crazy about West Ham. I have to call them West Ham now. We are abysmal, and we try to find these scapegoats to be the answers for all our inequities when it comes to this game of football. And unfortunately, Jadon Sancho became the most recent one. Martial been like this. Martial been that one that they blame. So we can't necessarily, say, oh, woe was Martial. Martial is so Teflon, he just used to it now. He got the vaccine to that nonsense. He don't care. When you roll down the list of players who, honest to God's truth, have embarrassed us, they're all your favorites. Sancho's not one of them.
That's true.
Bruno embarrasses us. Rashford embarrasses us. McTominay embarrasses us. Maguire has at least a 10-minute clip of all of his F-ups. So at the end of the day, man, he's vindicated just by the fact that Dortmund brought him back. Of all that people have said, he's been vindicated just from the fact of Dortmund bringing him back. I, for the life of me, wish him the best. If he comes back, I'll enjoy it. If he doesn't, I wouldn't blame him. That's where I'm at with this. I understand people not wanting to let him go. At the same time, I understand him maybe finding a bit of joy. And I think the joy is evident from what we've been seeing him post on socials. I think
Yeah. Facts.
He's found happiness, and so once somebody finds happiness, you never want to have them relinquish that and revert back to the miserable nature that he found himself in. And so I just wish him the best. I'll be watching. I'll probably, when I go to Kenya, I'll probably get a fake jersey made of his.
Get I ain't paying. Shit.
I ain't paying full price. They got me like that. I ain't paying full price.
Yes.
But that's it. That's it for me. I'm just happy he can go play some football. Hopefully he plays well. I hope he makes the England team.
It'd be great for him to make the England team. I want to see him ball out over there. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, man. I just especially when they're young and with the world in front of them. And sometimes, when you're young, critique is warranted, and you just hope that it's constructive, because the only thing what you don't want to do is dim a young bright light. Facts. I hate when we don't give young people the opportunity to build themselves up in certain situations that aren't as grave as what we've dealt with at this club with other talents.
Yeah.
With him, it was strictly football, and so I hope he finds his footing. I really do.
Same. Like I've already spoken on this pretty much since it's happened. So just quickly my thoughts on it again. Yeah, I'm glad he got his move back to Dortmund on loan, and I hope he balls out over there. And it does dispel a lot of myths and a lot of the nonsense that was surrounding him and the whole situation. Because you mentioned it there about the criticism. If you want to critique his performances on the pitch, no problem. Eddie's done it. I've done it. I keep saying this. Go and check the last ManDem United we did. There's a playlist for the show. ManDem United podcast, Manchester United show, summer transfer window. And the last one is player ratings part 2 that myself and Eddie did on this very show on a Friday. And we gave everybody ratings on a scale of 0 to 10 last season. And we gave Sancho a 3. And that's someone both me and Eddie are fans of, who we think are talented, but we spoke about his performances on the pitch. I was saying this yesterday to Tony when he was on with us. A shout out to Tony, big up to Connor as well. Really enjoyed the United Arsenal show.
Man, that was a good show.
I enjoyed that. I appreciate it. I enjoyed that. And then Tony started talking about his off the field stuff and him being bad in training because he's not performing on the pitch. So I was like, if that's the case, then none of our players are performing well in training because none of them perform on the pitch. That's daft logic. That makes no sense. And that's always been my defense. Is, why are you defending him? Because it's unfair, the criticism he's receiving. If I believe a player is receiving unfair criticism, guess what? I'm going to say that. Same way, if I believe a player is receiving fair criticism, then I will say so. And people talking about him being a bad trainer, him having a bad attitude, him being a toxic person and being a negative influence in the dressing room are 4 things which could be true, but we have no evidence to back this up. And I'll state that. You know what I'm saying? Just because someone said it. Same way if someone went to Eddie's work, you talk to someone who works with Eddie and they say, Eddie's a terrible, he's a terrible workmate. And then you take that as gospel. You have no idea. You're not there. That's one person saying that. Same way if someone said that about me. Flawless is awful to work with. You know what I'm saying? He's toxic and he's a bad influence in the workplace because one person said it. No, if you're not there, that's what I said. There's no footage of training whatsoever. So we have no idea what goes on there. He could be a bad trainer. He could be a good trainer. He could be somewhere in the middle. So yeah, that's where it stands in regards to Sancho. And I'm just glad he got his move. And that's why, and I hope he does indeed ball out because it dispels this whole myth as well. When people started talking down on his talent, like he's not a talented footballer, that's just hate. That's just hate. You can say you can say he's not been successful here. You can say you think he's overrated, but to act like there isn't so many players still playing football who are worse than Jadon Sancho is crazy. I've seen so much nonsense in the chat, and surprisingly, all these people are now quiet. Surprisingly, all these, how's he gonna get a move? He's on 350k a week. Nobody's gonna come in for him. He's gonna leave the game. He's gonna have to retire. His career's over. Nonsense. Nonsense. Jadon Sancho, all the poor players who are currently playing football, and you think Jadon Sancho is gonna have to end his career because nobody's got, come on. What we do. And ironically, again, Eddie mentioned this, the team he was at came back in for him. And if he goes and performs well at Dortmund in his 6 months, guess what? His stock rises. If he don't perform well, his stock will slightly decrease or stay the same. But someone else because he's talented, somebody else will look at it and go, he's at the right age as well. It's not like man's 29, 30 years old. Man's, I think 22, 23. So he's still at the age where he can improve and get better. So yeah, I'm glad he got his movement. I'm glad.
And this is just it's just in life in general what I noticed now. Like if I was to go through my friend group, right? Like politically, yes, I'm not even gonna get into politics too much, but politically, some of my friends and we think so much differently than each other. But what we do have is a principled respect for the truth. And sometimes the truth is, I don't know, enlighten me.
Yes. Yeah.
We don't assume. I don't assume why this person believes in something. I don't assume why this person did something. I give them the grace to at least explain to me their reasoning, and then we'll go on from there, right? And I think that with this Jadon Sancho situation, the unfortunate thing is so many people just assumed they had the absolute truth of what was going on and weren't comfortable saying, look, the most principal stance you could take is, I don't like my manager and my player hashing it out between each other in a public space for everybody to dissect.
I don't like that.
That was what everybody's stance should have been said. That way you find culpability on both Jadon Sancho and you find on the manager. But now you look at this manager and you're looking at how many players he's getting into issues with, and the scales start to tip towards, well, how was this manager interacting with the players that he has to manage? Right? But at the end of the day, the initial thing we're saying is that's not how you conduct business. Word to Jay-Z, nobody wins when the family feuds.
Right.
Nobody. Right? We've looked embarrassing since this entire thing is gone. And we honestly look kind of embarrassing even right now because of what's going on and how the team, he was just so happy. He was so happy to be a part of that Borussia squad, hugging on to Marco Reus the way he was, interacting with the rest of his new teammates, right? You want United to be that. People, we cannot be United where we have multiple stories coming out of players being let me not say that word. Let me say multiple stories of players coming out just not having a good time being United players, other than what they're getting paid. Because then that creates a narrative. So again, this worked out. I think this worked out the best way it could. I just think, we move, he moves, and then we'll come back to it in the summertime.
Yeah, and that's legit. That's how I look at it in regards to it. All parties, for now, there's been a resolution, and now it should no longer be a talking point. Hopefully it's not anyway. But then again, with Manchester United, you never know. Because fans now should not be. Fans were still talking about him and still blaming him, even though he wasn't playing. So that's what I didn't understand is, if you rate Jadon Sancho and think he can make a difference to Manchester United, I'd understand you being frustrated and annoyed about him not apologizing because you think he can help the team. But people will turn around and say, I want Sancho to apologize so he can get back in the fold and get back on the pitch, but then tell you, I don't rate him, he makes no difference. So if you don't rate him and he don't make no difference, why does it bother you? This is like McTominay or Mason Mount falling out with the manager. And I'm like, no, they need to say sorry so they can get back on the pitch. but you know I don't rate them. So why would it matter? If McTominay fell out with the manager today and all right, cool. You're not a loss. You're not a Varane. You're not a Casemiro to me. You're not a Martinez who I go, yeah, you can help us. Yeah, Everton. You can make a significant difference to us. Don't get it whatsoever. But again, people just really move funny. And Ragnick coming out and saying what he said, I'm not sure if this was a full interview, so I don't know the full extent, but him saying in the 6 months I had him, there wasn't a single discipline problem. On the contrary, he's a quiet and pleasant guy. So they probably just asked him. I don't know why they was interviewing, but they've asked him. Obviously, this is Sky Sports Germany, so if it's him moving to Dortmund. But this tells you, Ragnick don't need to say this. It's not like it's Ragnick signed him or Ragnick's his guy or their brethren.
And like Ragnick has Ragnick ever had a problem telling us what the problems are at Manchester United?
That is true. That is true.
That's partly the reason why he's not there, because he said a little too much. He was like, yo, don't blow my spot up.
That is true.
Abram looked at his phone. He said, what? Oh no, cut the contract.
Yeah.
No.
That's it. Because you know what? I didn't even look at it that way, Eddie. If Ragnick had a problem with Sancho, he would have said. He would have said
it. He ain't hold nothing back. Brother said we needed open heart surgery, and still that wasn't enough for some people, you know? So nah, man. That just lets me know what the truth is, you know, like he's probably just a real I'm thinking because of what now I'm starting to get the picture of who he is, like hearing about like it's funny. Shout out to Traps, he's hilarious.
Big up Traps.
He was saying Harlem Spartans, and I'm like, what the hell is a Harlem Spartan? I didn't even know what that was. And so I just go on YouTube and I see a couple of videos. I'm like, God damn. You know, y'all do things a little different down there. I was seeing Buddy coming out with I was like, okay. Oh, so he from that type of place. Okay, so I know he thinks of where he's at in life as a blessing. You have to,
of course,
you know,
without doubt. That's why I want to see him succeed as well, knowing where he's come from. And that's I'm all for any young black male to get money. Whether that's not just UK based, but in particular, if you're from the UK, I know. I'm saying, even though we're not from the same ends or we're not from the same city, I know the type of surroundings you in and where your life could lead to. Put it this way, Sancho definitely, you know what I'm saying, has come from an environment where people have ended up dead or in jail.
You know what? He fit the description. And shout out to my Can't Go Back All-Stars. I was leaving my guy up out of there. He ain't going back. That's why my brother went to Germany. I ain't finishing around, y'all. I respect it. Can't go back, man. He really is one.
Yeah, that's
he is one, man.
Can't go back. All stars. You feel me?
Man.
That's what it is. So like when Eddie's saying that, even though it sounds funny, like you are at that point. So that's why I also have an allegiance. I also I'm going to definitely push back against any unfair criticism. Because he's one of the few that made it through, that has not only blessed himself, can now bless his family and those around him, man. Love that. And future generations as well. So yeah, man, Sancho,
it's like I said, there's this DJ Quick song, and it's like he just be listening to all these places that he done traveled, and at the end of every phrase, it's like it's just like Compton, you know. So the struggle is the same. It's just the
weather's different and the accents are different.
Yeah, the tools used might be different. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but it's still the same type of.
Hey, the project is still the project, no matter what it looked like. It's still the project.
It's still the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's just rougher parts than others. That's what it is. There's rougher hoods than others. That's what it is. There's more weaponry. There may be certain different drugs being moved, but the premise is still the same.
It's still the same. You still got a whole bunch of potholes you can fall in, and you know some people are lucky and talented enough to maneuver that. So end of the day, that's why we root for Jadon, man. We want to see him do well. And it don't got to be football. We want to see anybody from them type of situations do well. You feel me? So, man. Jadon going to be all right. He's
going to be all right. And hopefully he balls out. And like you said over there, and then potentially gets back into the England squad. I'd love to see him in the Euros in the summer. Because the Euros is over there as well. So he'd be comfy.
Yeah, you're right.
Euros is over there. comfortable,
Facts,
comfortable.
facts,
And
facts.
big up to Matoro as well. Says, yo, flawless. I love the thumbnails. I love to see the growth. Wish you the best this year, my G. Hey, appreciate that.
Real
All
one.
blessings to you this year. I big up to
Real.
Leon as well, because he was the one who set up the new thumbnail. He sent
Shout
this
out to
over to me.
Leon.
Leon,
Real
a
one
real
as well.
one. Yeah, shout out to Leon, like real one. He's the one who sent it over. And big up King. I see you. Big up to everyone that's tapped in currently. Make sure you hit the like button though. Let's run up the likes. We're currently at actually a decent return because over 35 of you lot in here. We're at 31
Okay.
likes. Let's get up to 30,
Ooh.
35 likes though. Let's hit that subscribe button as well, man. Roll to 10,000 subscribers. We're at 9,307. 3 more. Get us to
Oh, he about to get
9,310
10K by
people. And if someone
man, it's coming soon too.
soon, fam, soon. It's
That's
on. It's
dope,
on its
man.
way. And if anybody can as well put Ten Hag's comments on Anthony in the comment section, please as well. But we will go to players being back because it seems everybody's arrived. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Martinez back in training, Casemiro trained, Luke Shaw trained, Ericsson's coming back, Anthony is back, Amad Diallo's back. I heard about Mount. So yeah, your thoughts, Eddie. It seems, you know what I'm saying? Mine is Malacia, Martial could pretty much soon in the next week or so, because bear in mind, pardon me, we don't have a game next week, next weekend. Well, actually now we do because we got FA Cup, but obviously it'll be against lower league opposition. But it seems we got a full squad to choose from pretty much. So yeah, thoughts. Do you see that changing around our fortunes potentially?
It's just multiple ways for him to screw it up again, in my humble opinion. You know, it's like I can give a chef all the greatest ingredients in the world so we can make a multitude of dishes, a 7-course meal. But if he can't cook, he can't cook.
Yeah, if you can't cook, you can't cook. Yeah, you can't cook.
You can't cook, you can't cook. It is what it is. I gave you everything you needed, right? But you want to play 6-1-3, 7-2, where it's really we got a hole in the midfield. Bruno out here trying to high five people in the stands. You got the left back trying to touch the corner flag, and the right back trying to touch the other corner flag. And you have your two wingers, bruh. I've seen us play so much diabolical football this season that I have no faith. None whatsoever. And I just pray that these brothers stay healthy for my own agenda's purposes. Disclaimer, yes, I have an agenda. Because when his players are back and it's still the same BS, they'll have nowhere to run to. They'll have nowhere to run to. They'll have nowhere because they can get away with it. Now we just read the game. You love Ten Hag. You love Ten Hag. You be in a better place if instead of your parents, it was him tucking you in at night. That's where I'm at with some of these people because they find every excuse in the world for this guy. The Glazers did this, like they're picking the back line that he's picking, Scott McTominay. They gave him the armband in Anfield.
Yeah, that's wild. Yo.
He tried to sell him too.
He did try to sell him into somebody.
And you turn around and you give him the armband in Anfield. Again, you can't make this up. And people, I said it was an agenda, so I'm putting it out on Front Street. You can't say I didn't lie to you. I didn't tell you the truth. It's an agenda on my end. I'm done with this dude, right? So for me, always good to see Leacher back because I enjoy the way he attempts to play the game. Casemiro, I'd love to see a Casemiro, Ericsson, Mino.
Yeah, that's the midfield I want to see. Actually,
I'd love to see that, but we know the truth. Somebody wears the armband. Mason Mount, hey man, enjoy the view. I don't want to see your ass on that pitch anytime soon. There's no need, absolutely no need. So yeah, just enjoy the premium seats that we give you. Enjoy the cool tracksuits that you get for free. Who else? Ericsson. I think he's still a little injured, right? Or is he okay?
They're saying so. According to this, Ericsson was ill during the week, so he'll come back. So if he's ill, if he's not back for this game, he'll definitely be back for the FA Cup tie.
Luke Shaw, good. It'll be good to have you back for 2 days until you step out on that pitch and pull something else. So
Hey, he's the glue, man. That's what they told us, man. The glue.
Let me tell you something.
He's the glue.
Yeah, they can have that glue. They can have that's what type of glue that is. You remember those type of glue. They can have that glue. I would tell you what type of glue that is.
I was gonna say it's prick stick, but what type of glue do you think it is?
It's that you remember you had the desk in elementary school that they gave you the cupboard underneath. This the glue that you forgot about covering, and it got stuck at the back of that, and so it's just a dried up glue stick, no adhesive to it. So he's the glue. If he's that glue, I'm with you, people. I see the vision. If he's a useful type of glue, man, you better stop with that. You better stop with that. I'm not trying to hear that. Not at all. So yeah, man. Shout out to the glue. Shout out to the glue. Or it might be the glue some of them workers be sniffing back over there at
the fucking glue. Joke thing.
I don't know. Hey, bro, these dudes be sniffing glue right where we be working at. They be getting messed up. They be messed up, bro. I'm telling you. Oh, it's a joke. But that's another conversation. But
outrageous,
yeah, they tried it.
You made a very valid point when you said, there's nowhere to run for him when this does mess up. I was saying another way for him to fuck it up, and I never looked at it that way until you said it. It was like, we've been hearing about, is when Casemiro's back and when Martinez is back and when Shaw's back. And all right, but they don't help our biggest problem, which is creating and scoring. They don't help with that. Casemiro to an extent. Casemiro to an extent helps with that, but that's an extent. Like Casemiro is not an extreme chance creator by himself. He's not that. What are we doing?
I've seen it. People got that short-term memory. Like, we played 2 games with all these dudes available.
Yeah, that is true.
We played 2 games with all these dudes available, and we played good for about 15 minutes in each game.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Then it all went to you know what. So it's like, for me, I'm blessed I can remember it, because then I can stand on business when I tell y'all he ain't fixing nothing. And I can stand on that belief. He's not fixing anything, people. So let him have his fun. Yeah. Maybe we see something new. I doubt it, but I don't expect any of those guys to play. I think it was just like they're back. I don't think they're going to be selected.
I could see them FA Cup game, because I'm not sure when the replay is, but we either play it's Eastleigh or Newport County, I think it is. 2 lower league sides anyway. I'm not sure when. If you want you lot to know in the chat, please let me know. But we're playing one of those away. So that's the perfect game to bring back players who have been out for so long. Because it seems like these men have been out for so long. Yeah, Newport or Eastleigh, that's it. Yeah, appreciate it, Cheek. It seems like, because like Martinez been out so long, Casemiro been out so long. In particular, those 2, Malacia still no time frame. Shaw seemed to be fit and then get injured and then has been gone ever since. Mount, I don't even know what the injury was. I thought it was supposed to, not that I want Mount back, but I'm just talking about it was supposed to be something light. They never said Mount was going to be out for no extended period of time, or maybe they did and I forgot. Maybe they did. Hey, Sheik, I have no idea what Malacia is. We didn't even hear what it was. You said it was a bad injury.
You gonna put, when does Malacia come back into the when is Detox being released back?
Yeah, it's what it is.
We don't know.
Yeah, we never getting Detox.
We never getting Detox, and we never know when Malacia coming back.
We never getting Detox, man.
I just hope at this point he don't got no cases. That's where I'm at.
You hoping there's not something extra added into it.
I hope it's not that. I hope it's not some complications from his surgery. Because it's like, usually, right, like the big reporters will put the specificity of what he's going through, right? Like, there's not too many times where something like that happens, and even if Fabrizio doesn't say, "Oh yeah, it's this and this," or the sporting news doesn't put that out. Like, we've got no information as to what he's actually going through, and so it's tough. It's tough to gauge with him. You just wish the best for him. That's all you can do at this point.
Yeah, that's all it is. And you lot continue to run up the likes as well. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you do so. Get your questions in before, because there isn't that much to talk about. Of course, with Manchester United, there's always stuff to talk about. In regards to Anthony, I can't remember exactly what the quote was, but I'm paraphrasing here. But it was so, and Bruno will get to that. Do we think Ahmad even gets a look in? Probably not. Probably not. Hopefully he does. Just be and hear this when I say this, people. I'm not even saying Ahmad is the answer. I do think he's talented, and I would like to see him play. We know what doesn't work. So then my whole response to that is try something different. We know these players have been bad for so long, our attacking players. We've watched Rashford, Garnacho, Højlund, Anthony struggle all season long. We're now approaching the middle of January. It's now currently the 12th of January going into the 13th. Try something different. Let's see Diallo play in the front three. Let's see Palestri play in the front three. Let's change the formation. Maybe play Højlund wide right. You know what I'm saying? Maybe play Garnacho elsewhere. Try different things. The definition of insanity, doing the same thing and expecting different results. We know what don't work. It's terrible. You scored 22 league goals in 20 matches. How about you try something different? This whole myth we create a lot. No, we don't.
Embarrassing.
Yeah,
Sheik, that's hilarious. I ain't gonna touch that, but Sheik, that's hilarious.
Yeah, they've been saying that, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna, hey yo, and just breeze past that.
Keep it pushing.
Yeah, Mataura today, I think his off the field issues stop him playing. They have had an impact on him definitely, so he has to deal with that. So he calls them, so he has to sort them out. So he's there talking about Anthony. Off the field issues stopped him from he wasn't playing well before the on field issues,
right?
Before the off the field issues. Like, what are we talking about? Have they had an impact on him potentially? Like, I'm not even doubting of everything that's going on surrounding Anthony off the field has affected him. But he does indeed have to deal with them, and hopefully he sorts them out, because that's more than Anthony, the footballer, as Anthony as an individual, as a man. So hopefully he sorts it out. But what we talking about? Like, and then you'll say it's often. So why did it take you so long to stop playing him? That's another thing. I don't get that.
It's one of them ones, man. It's I think it's a fact that injuries have become, in another season, one of the consistent themes with this United squad. So I think a bit of me, that's why I'm a bit happy that the whole sporting performance thing is coming into play with the Ineos.
You think it's gonna add to?
Yeah, because it's like you guys work with cyclists, so I know you're gonna be in tune, because cyclists, the whole engine is the heart.
Oh yeah, they gonna be
on it. They're gonna be on it, and hopefully some improvements to the training facility. And I'm not even gonna lie, just through personal experience, right? Even when I was playing American football, the difference and upgrade in the training regimen and the weight room made to our team was night and day. I swear to God, we went from being, one season we was 2-9, the next we was 10-1. So that was like that kind of flip. And then it was funny because they started to ask if we were on steroids. The team, we beat them so bad they mamas was upset with us. That's why. They was trying, that's my boy, don't do that to my boy. Hey, hold that 42-14, huh? Let them know what happened here when you talk about it to somebody else. But it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. So I'm here for it, and I'm just tired of, I'm just tired of injuries, being so much of a plague on this team. And so hopefully, we get some news about the Malasia thing like we've been talking about. And when it comes to Ahmad, look, I don't know what more this manager needs to see. The man had a 10-minute cameo against Nottingham Forest and looked like the best player on the pitch for a little bit of that.
Yeah, he did. It was just something different.
It was something different. And it was beautiful to see. It's kind of like who Anthony thinks he's looking at when he looks in the mirror. It was one of those situations. So I just wish he would get more, not an appearance, but like a run of games, so we can accurately see. yeah,
We can
we
assess
can
and see the
actually
level
see
you're
what
at.
we're dealing with. We can actually see what you're about because I'm a fan, bro. I've been a fan. And again, I just hope he gets the shot. I don't know what he has to do, who he has to, play like, what he has to, show. But I know what these other bums have been showing me, and I'm saying it can't be any worse. That's always my thing with us putting new players on the pitch, something different on the pitch. It cannot be any worse. We win games. We don't win games. It's like we luck out with results. I can't even say that we win games because when you win something, it's like you put in a performance that warranted a win. Sometimes when you watch us playing, we win matches, like we don't even warrant that type of result. It's like we were lucky to get out of here with that. Let's just be thankful and keep it
Yeah.
pushing. And so for me, in a perfect world, I'm telling you, I'm not even looking. Like my first 11 would be wiped from what this manager consistently puts out there. Because for me, I'm sure for you and a lot of people in the chat, the entire season it has not been good enough.
No, it's
But
been awful.
he continues to put that product out there. So yeah,
And
it's weird.
that's why I don't hear anything in regards to injuries or anything as excuses. Because like we should still be performing better. If
Yeah,
there's a drop off because of
absolutely.
quality, yes, but we should still be performing better. It still should look so much more organized. We should still look so much more of a cohesive unit. I keep talking about this. This is basics. All I'm
Yeah.
asking for is the basics. And once we're not doing that, I'm looking at the manager and I'm looking at the players as to why we're not performing the basics. Because teams with less talent do that.
It's
Teams with
very
less talent
simple.
do that.
It's
Teams with
very
less talent.
simple. It's very simple. That's why, again, with me and the excuses, I would have a bit more respect for it if there weren't issues at every level of this team, right? From the attack to the control in the midfield to the way we defend. Problems on all sides. And so, yeah, I could individually pick at each player, but if I'm seeing the worst of each player, and religiously we've preached that it is a job of the manager to hide deficiencies and maximize the positive aspects of their game, then I have all the reason in the world to be questioning this manager. It's not because I have some type of agenda. Now, the agenda came from a lot of y'all giving him excuses. I would be a bit more balanced if the other side was a bit more balanced, but we're not seeing that. So I have to present the counter argument because I feel like that's the only thing, that's something necessary for this conversation. So that's where I kind of get to with where we're at currently as a squad and people like Ahmad and even Donnie. Seeing Donnie go when I got to deal with Bruno Fernandes really pissed me off, because it can't get any worse. It cannot get any worse, So that's where I'm at with that, man.
It's not looking too bright, people. I'm not looking forward to this game on Sunday. I'm not looking forward to the game whatsoever. And we'll get Eddie's thoughts on that. I'll give mine. Yeah, like Jesse said here, back to it about starting Hoyland at the time. There's just so many little mistakes you look at and go, just try something different.
Yeah.
And if you fail, you fail. Like, and then you go and try something different until you come across something that actually works. But
yeah,
that's this manager for you. That is him. Also went on to say, I already mentioned it about Martial being injured as well. So that means definitely Hoyland is going to play. But on the plus side, we are getting players back. We did get through past Wigan in the FA Cup. I'm gonna
be honest. Go on. I don't even believe that. I don't even believe it. That he's not fit.
You think it's more so to do with the manager?
Yeah.
Because there's talks of him leaving because he's only got 6 months left on his deal.
Yeah, I think this manager really thinks he's staying around. So he's trying to take another time to put the team in his image and likeness. And it's funny because I think it was on I don't know. Shakar and I were talking in the chat, and he brought up the name of Broby. And if you know who this Broby character is, guess who he plays for right now?
Oh, that Brodbery guy. Yeah, we got linked with him in the summer as well. I think it was last
Yeah.
summer. I remember. Yeah, I think it was last summer we got linked with him. This
Brought his
Brodbery
name
guy.
up again.
Yeah,
Brought
Ajax,
his
isn't
name
it?
up again.
Ajax, yeah, we did get linked to him as Ajax. Yeah.
Ridiculous, man. Like the nerve of this guy. The last thing we need is another Ajax player, buddy.
But
The
then again,
last thing we need.
I play Ajax football. Remember that.
It's like you just bought a striker who's young. From what I know, this Broby character isn't too old.
So they say. I ain't gonna lie, he looks older than what he looks like.
Hey, well, it's understood doesn't need to be explained. Dig.
I'm just saying, people.
Yeah, hey, no, we know.
He was like 19 or 20 or something. I don't take my word. You look older than that, but that's
he already got a life insurance policy. Fuck they mean he 19. Like we not having that.
We actually double checked that. But yeah, they were saying he was like 19, 20. I looked at my now. I was like, nah. Yeah, Brian Brubby. Yeah. 21, they're saying. Brian Brubby. 21.
Probably he just runs hella fast. That's probably all he does. That's probably all that's what I know. That's what I know he does. I think I've seen him play too. That's what I know he does.
I've seen comps. I've not seen him play. So I can't even comment.
Hey, shout out my dog Kaneki in the chat. Iron Chef Kaneki. You got a primetime cooking for anybody who wants one and deserves one. So shout out my dog.
Big up Kaneki every single time. But yeah, on to the game Sunday, 4:30 p.m. UK time. Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspur coming to town, Eddie. I'm not going to ask you if you're confident. I'm going to ask you, do we get a result?
Back to the early kickoffs and shit like that.
No, it's a later one. No, it's 4:30 p.m.
No.
Yeah. You're right.
See, that's why I liked watching on the East Coast and in Canada, because at least that shit was manageable. Now I got to wake up and fight to stay awake.
Wake up.
No, I got to do it. I love the club. I don't love this team. There's a difference, you know.
Fast. I hear that.
Do we get a result? Well, the good thing is they are down a lot of players.
Yes, they do have a lot.
What I've been looking at, they are down a lot of players, but
yeah, I'm missing a lot of players.
We have the great ability of making scrubs look like they belong in the World 11. So I would say we can get a result because I didn't expect a result against Aston Villa. And with that midfield that they're going to have to put out, it's not one that I'm necessarily scared of. Their attacking options minus Son, not one that I'm necessarily scared of. Their back line, I think have they confirmed that their signing will be in, or is he? I doubt he'll be in.
I was talking to Ethan earlier, and he was convinced that he's going to play, but who knows?
No, I don't think so. That'd be crazy to just throw him into that type of environment after what? Because he just got signed yesterday or so.
Yeah, it's recent. Yeah, very recent.
So I doubt that. I think he would be negligent on Ange's part, and he doesn't strike me as the type of manager to just throw players to the wolves. I think he's the type that it's weird when you have a manager who actually cares for his players. He'll set them up in a situation that allows them to thrive, and I think he'll just go with the regulars that he's been using. I don't think Romero's not back.
So yeah, no Basuma, no Sa, no Son, no Madison.
Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Oh,
Timo Werner might be out there though. That's a new signing who might be playing for them.
Yeah, man, we got Wan-Bissaka to deal with that. Yeah, because I'm like, look, that wasn't what killed us, right? People understand. They had one of the sauciest midfields in all the Prem. When you're talking about that damn near double, that it's a higher up double pivot, of course, but it's like between having to deal with Basuma and Sar, which
Long day.
allows Madison just to cook in all spaces.
Mhm.
That midfield is probably my favorite midfield in the Prem. I know it might not have the production of the other ones, like the ones you get with like a City, but I just love that balance that they have in that midfield. Bentancur can hoop. Bentancur is not a bad player, so I think we have to watch out for him. Yeah, they're
Is he
attacking
definitely
option.
available? Is Benton Cole definitely available?
Is he? Oh yeah, they'll let me know because I thought he was. I thought he was.
Well, he might be with the child. I don't know.
Cause yeah, they just won. What was that? 1-0 against Burnley,
Yeah,
and they
Poro scored that
needed
banger.
they needed
Yeah,
Poro to score the banger. So
sorry.
they struggle to break teams down. Um, they play a high line. The ingredients are there. All we have to question now is the execution, honestly. So we'll see. Did you hear that? I was playing something in the did you
No,
hear
no, no, I
anything
didn't
come
hear that.
through? Okay,
No,
cool.
no.
Yeah, so we'll see how they play. But yeah, I think we can get a result. It'll be ugly, but we can definitely get a result.
Faz. Faz. Matora says, yeah, Eddie, watching games on the East Coast is horrendous. United got me feeling vexed at 7 a.m. before I get my coffee. And like I always say, man,
Crazy, right?
respect all the international fans, man. You lot are real ones. You lot are real ones. 100%. But that goes on to
Werner is playing on the right wing, so it's Werner versus Chris. Chris Griffin is a good one. I have never seen somebody utilize Chris Griffin. It works. It works. Who's out for Manchester United?
Everybody it seems. No Casemiro, no Martinez, no
Yeah.
Ericsson, no who else? No Shaw. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I
Senior
think
player.
so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think yeah, I think it'll probably be the same old story with us. You got what's his face? Garnacho,
Hoyland,
Hoyland, Rashford.
that'll be the front three. It will be. And then midfield it'll be Maino, probably Maino, McTominay, Bruno. Actually, because everyone's injured. Ericsson's unavailable, Mount's unavailable, Casemiro's unavailable. It's the
Yeah.
only midfield.
Yeah.
It's the only midfield he could have. And then the back four will probably be Dalot, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Evans. Probably that. Dada in goal before he checked off to go play AFCON the next day, which is crazy. But yeah, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, we could speak on that too. Let me tell you something right now. I don't respect that at all. I really don't respect that at all. So you put your country through it, right? Apparently, you didn't like how the manager used you before the World Cup, so you threw a tantrum, and next thing we know, you're kicked out of the World Cup group. You're kicked off the World Cup roster, right? Days before, making them have to get a new goalkeeper to kind of fill in the blanks. You tell the manager, I'm no longer involved with the national team.
Facts.
You then backtrack and say, you know what? I'm actually going to be involved with the national team. I'm going to do it. And instead of just joining, you're not going to show up to the first game. They ask you why? Because, I want to, play for United in this game against Spurs. Brother, simply put, you're not that guy, pal. I don't even know why I'm letting you get away with this. If it was me, if I'm Samuel Eto'o, hey, kick his ass off the team ASAP. Okay. One thing Africans have in our country is pride, bro. You might not have a whole lot, but you're gonna have pride in putting that flag on your chest. AFCON is not something that people joke around. When I tell you, like, the entire continent's at a standstill to watch this competition.
Also, it's taken seriously over there. Like, yo, this is one.
This is it.
looking serious over here, like over there in Africa. The whole, like you said, them countries, like the beef is real. The footballing beef is real. The
Footballing beef
mad.
is real. Why do you think I be trying to instigate between Jez and Prime?
Yeah, they're always getting into it.
It's crazy.
Make sure you just go check out the AFCON preview on the Twitch as well. That man did an AFCON preview on the Twitch. Make sure you go check that as well, people.
Like, my rivalry is between the continent and North Africa. I'll allow Morocco some grace because they did what they did at the World Cup. But again, if you told me Egypt and Morocco never won another AFCON, I would sleep peacefully at night.
What's your issue with the North African countries?
One of those situations, understood, doesn't need to be explained, fathers. But yeah, just know. Just know.
I'm just guessing it's as to what they claim.
Yeah. They sometimes they forget where they are on the map. Let me just put it like that. So, and this is what I've dealt with through personal conversations with some. So we'll leave it at that. So for him to kind of think he's above it is wild for me. And then again, you add on to the fact that you're not even that good.
That's facts.
You're not even performing good. And I'm not here, to say it for the kid. I'm not here to say, I feel so bad for the Turkish goalkeeper because he might be even worse than
find out about buying him, man. We'll find out.
I'm in no rush to see him play football either. But the main thing is, do not disrespect AFCON because there are way too many people out here who do it them damn selves. From these companies who took way too long to get the viewership rights.
Yeah, that was crazy.
When we know if this was Euro, the type of money that'd be thrown apart to just get like a couple games, right? People understand, like, it goes deep, right? African countries weren't even given a qualified World Cup spot since like the 1960s, when this tournament has been running for how long?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So when it comes to international football, this competition means something to a lot of people. And I'm sure there's some Cameroonian goalkeeper who was expecting it to be his time, only for this guy to pull this stunt and make it all about him right now. So, me and Onana, you went down so many points in my book. I don't even. Yeah, if he never played another game for Cameroon, I would. Like I said, I would not be upset.
Well, that's fair. I fully hear what you're saying there, fam. I think that's everything. I think we've pretty much covered everything, which is short for Manchester United, even though we still done an hour on the show because that's typical for you.
Yep.
But yeah, there will be AFCON. Like we just mentioned AFCON. There will be AFCON coverage, watch-alongs on the Twitch that the gang will be holding down. So Jez, Prime, Steve, who else will be on there? Victor.
I'll definitely try and be there.
Eddie will probably drop in. Yeah, Eddie, you already know. Eddie will drop in. There'll probably be a couple others as well. Obviously, we had Ola from the football family. So shout out to him. He was on the preview as well. He's someone who works with Ivorian. So he was there talking. It was hilarious when they got to when they had Prime and Ola's Nigerian. He was talking about Nigeria, and then Just was talking about Ghana and just their lack of faith in their teams.
Yeah.
Just lack of faith in their teams.
Yeah, I love it. I'm Team Senegal because it's not Nigeria, it's not Ghana. So I'm Team Senegal all the way.
Like Senegal, go do
Yeah. I need that.
First, but hey, love to everyone that's locked in. Continue to run up the likes. There's over 45 of you lot in the building, so big up, man. And we just hit 40 likes. You lot continue to get your questions in before we close out. And John says, Eddie, who are your favorites for AFCON? Who are your actual favorites? All bias aside.
Oh, Senegal. Easy. Yeah. Okay. Shout out to the managers, aka Snoop Dogg, holding it down. I would like to see. I think I said in another stream, I said Senegal, Morocco, because I think, because they're showing at the World Cup. I just think, that would be a a great game of football to see. They got a lot of talent on both sides. Hey, if Abubakar gets his, I wouldn't be mad at that either because he's been such a real one. Just love the guy. And honestly, out of Ghana and Nigeria, I think Nigeria has always had the talent to be a nuisance in the competition. It all comes down to application with them, though. Like they find ways to screw up. And when you talk about one of the most densely populated countries in Africa, with the resources they have, you'd think they'd be running away with the competition, especially when you talk about, the head of your snake being homie from Osherman. Yeah, you think, okay, we have, and then you got a little bit, you got the other brother named Awobi, you got talent, right? Yeah. So you think they'd be getting their act together, but never seems to materialize for them. The host, Ivory Coast, can't go wrong with Ivory Coast. They always put up a good fight, but yeah, I had to say, I'd say Mane comes out on top. Bafana, you know what it is with them? They're always around, but ever since that World Cup, it hasn't really picked up for them. But yeah, they could always, of course. Yeah, man.
First, and to John who says, who do you think finished higher end of the season, Chelsea or United? United. But as bad as we are, Chelsea are worse. That's why they've been behind us in the table all season long. And even if they beat Fulham and we lose to Spurs, you think about it, though, Eddie. As bad as we've been, and we've been awful.
Yeah,
their man they've not been in the top 8 all season long. We in the mud, they in the swamp. Keep telling Chelsea, we are not the same. Which is the guy like banner us or not. We are not the same. Let's just clarify that.
I feel you. But you know what it is? I used to think I'm such a fan of Cole Palmer. It's like I don't even like betting against. Yeah, that's baller. Hey man, it's about to be free Cole Palmer. They keep on putting my guy in these scrub situations. I'm about to say it till he's free.
Yeah, the way he was missed, and don't let them get knocked out by Borough, which I don't think will happen. I don't even let them lose to Fulham, which obviously that's the opening.
Hey, but once a red, always a red. Shout out to Carrick, my dog. What if he became
Go on, say it. Go on, say it. That's why you laughing.
What if he became manager, man? What if he became? Doesn't that sound like something they do, though?
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't put anything past these people. Any foolishness, man.
Right. That's all I'm saying.
Graham Potter, man. Graham
Potter, dog. That's what we about right now, Graham Potter, bro.
Graham fucking Potter. Outrageous. But anyways, people, we are going to close out. We will be back. Well, it is technically tomorrow. You may get some gaming. You may get some pro clubs tonight. Maybe not in like 15, 20 minutes. But make sure you go subscribe to the Sarcasm City TV gaming YouTube channel. I already mentioned it, AFCON. So which starts, the opening game is tomorrow. So make sure you head over to AFCON. Head over to the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. Just download the Twitch app because you're going to get AFCON watch-alongs throughout as well. Let me just pull up the actual AFCON fixture. So yeah, Ivory Coast, Guinea-Bissau. That's 8 p.m. UK time. So you'll get that. And then the Sunday, Ghana, both Nigeria, Egypt, all three, Nigeria, Egypt, and Ghana all open up their accounts as well. We'll start their campaigns, I should say. In regards to what else we got coming up, so I already mentioned gaming. 5:30 p.m. on the Twitch. You will also get the Newcastle United versus Manchester City watch along. You will get that, and then Sunday we'll be back here. Unfortunately, not only for the Manchester United Tottenham Hotspur watch along, but also the Q&A as well. And actually, I'm forgetting 11:30 p.m. Tomorrow as well. You will get the Manchester United Chelsea Tottenham Hotspur show. So obviously looking ahead again to the Manchester United Spurs game, recapping Chelsea's game against Fulham as well. So obviously that's me and Jez because 2 of the 3 teams in a part of that show are playing each other. But Eddie, anything you want to add before we close out, fam?
Nah, y'all make sure you leave a like. Hell, even leave a comment if you rocked with the show today. Make sure if you not subscribed yet, please do. You can become a member, support my dog Flawless.
Dude.
I always appreciate these joints, and then we'll be back next week for show, and you'll see me around, man.
Man, 100%. And we're gonna raid casually because they're live. But don't forget, people, this show, all the other shows on the channel are available on audio-only platforms as well. So wherever you get your podcasts, wherever you listen to music, type in Sarcasm City TV. And if you want to listen to these shows in audio form, like I said, all the shows on the YouTube channel apart from watch-alongs. And I'm gonna upload the AFCON preview as well to the Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, all of the audio platforms. We are indeed on wherever you get your podcast. So Spotify, all you Android users, if you use Spotify, type in Sarcasm City TV, hit us with the follow, and make sure you 5-star us on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcast. All you iPhone users, all you Apple users, just go to Apple Podcast and 5-star us and leave us a review. Just say, yeah, the show is fire, man. Sarcasm City. Same with SoundCloud, hit us with the follow as well. But love to everyone that's locked in. Like I said, you may or may not get some gaming shortly. It depends if all the ManDem are around. But we are going to raid Casually FC. So just put Sarcasm City raid in capital letters. But this has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.